Jonathan Lee Riches investigates. I got some breaking news, everyone. Cara Kernodle, she just pled guilty to her charges. Cara Kernodle. We're talking about the mother of Xana. Xana is one of the 4 victims who were brutally stabbed inside a Moscow home during the early morning hours of November 13th, 2022. We've been talking a lot about Xana's mom, Cara, and how she got arrested about a week after the Moscow murders happened. She was, incarcerated. People were talking about, before Bryan Kohberger was arrested, people talking about, was there a drug connection to the Moscow case or whatnot. Once Kohberger got arrested, Xana's mom actually got out of jail to attend her daughter's remembrance, and then skipped and bond, she skipped on her bond, and she went over to the state of Washington and got arrested over there for trespassing on a casino, and then extradited back to Idaho. Well, she pled guilty, and these are drug charges that she pled guilty to, the same charges she was charged with. I'm going to show you the docket, and we're going to further discuss this. So this is a public website, the iCourt portal for Idaho, to search for criminal and civil cases. Here is the case: State of Idaho versus Cara Denise Kernodle. We've been talking about this case for months. Filed 11/21/2022. Just about a week after the Moscow murders happened. You can see here she had Ann Taylor allegedly representing her, or her office at least. Her name is on the docket. There was an issue whether there was a conflict of interest or not with that case. Haven't seen any results of that. Doesn't look like Ann Taylor is off the case of Bryan Kohberger. She's charged with multiple counts of possession charges, drug charges, and look at that. She pled guilty. She pled guilty to her crimes, 3/24/2023. I just want to show you some things on her docket. Remember, she got out on, they let her out to attend remember they let her out to attend the vigil for her daughter, and then she just bounced and took off, and then she was a fugitive, and she got arrested in Washington State at a casino, and then they eventually, you see here they were extraditing her, and eventually she got caught. And then she was actually actually happened was she was brought back to Idaho to face her charges. You could see some of the newer court cases here. Motion for bond reduction. She didn't get that, but then she had an arraignment on 3/24/2023 for her crimes. And then on 3/24/2023, pretrial settlement offer. Then order for pre-sentence investigation on the same day. So this was at the end of March. So what that means is, and based off the top of her pleading guilty, she pled guilty on 3/24/2023. Judge ordered a pre-sentence investigation, which is called a PSI, which they look into your background and then, give the judge, they do an analysis on you and your crimes and your case and your background, and the judge looks at that before sentencing. So it's a PSI. She actually filed a order for motion for bond reduction a couple days later, which was denied by the courts. And her sentencing is scheduled for 6/21/2023 in front of Judge Barry McHugh. This is a few days before the Bryan Kohberger preliminary hearing. So this is a serious matter, people, because they ordered a PSI. When they order PSIs, they don't necessarily do that all the time for minor cases. They do it for cases where someone has the potential of facing serious prison time. So they ordered a PSI. Judge denied her motion for bond after she pled guilty. So it means that, she has to stay in jail to sentencing. What's going to happen with her sentencing here? I want to know what you think. I want to know about what you think about everything that I just shared here. So what does this all mean? Well, first off, a lot of us are and we're worried about Xana's mom. You know, we tend to, because it's dealing with drugs and we most likely feel addiction, you know, we have empathy and we, you know, wanted to get her help or whatnot. So it's a sad situation to see her pleading guilty, because it looks like a PSI was done. It looks like she gets sentenced a few days before Bryan Kohberger has a preliminary hearing. I think she's going to prison, everyone. I think she is going to prison for a while for what she did. And I was worried about that, about her skipping out when the judge let her out to attend her vigil. I thought the judge wouldn't be sympathetic the next go around. She got arrested out there in Washington. I think she's going to go to prison for a while. Now, how does that affect the Bryan Kohberger case? Well, one, you know, Xana's mom was alleging conflicts of interest because Ann Taylor, the Kootenai County Public Defender's Office, was representing her. It's unknown if it was actually Ann Taylor or not. And then when Bryan Kohberger got arrested, Ann Taylor was representing both Xana's mom and Bryan Kohberger at the same time, dropped Xana's mom and started representing Bryan Kohberger. A lot of people thought that was a conflict of interest. Now that Xana's mom pled guilty to the charges and is going to jail, now there's a credibility issue with Xana's mom. Also, maybe the prosecution at one point in the Bryan Kohberger case was going to bring the victims' family members, all the 4 victims' family members in. But Xana pleading guilty, or Cara Kernodle, Xana's mom, pleading guilty to these charges, credibility. I don't know if the prosecution's going to even bring her in. And also, Bryan attending these proceedings, if Xana's mom is in jail, does she have the right to attend the proceedings of her daughter? I don't think so in that situation. I don't think that the jail or the prison that she would go to, if she goes to prison, which I think she will because they did a PSI on her. When they do PSIs on people, it's most likely, you know, you're facing some time. You know, if she pled guilty, it wasn't a no contest. The docket clearly says guilty. I don't think they would let her out just to attend any Bryan Kohberger's proceedings, unless the prosecution in Latah County, Bryan Kohberger's prosecution, submits a subpoena to have her testify. But that's dicey, because then Bryan Kohberger's attorneys can cross-examine her and talk about her past or whatnot. But that is what's going on with Xana's mom. It's a sad situation to see. You know, she is. I felt like I had to share this information because a lot of people out there that are covering the Kohberger case might notice down the line that, hey, Xana's mom's not attending the proceedings. Why? Why isn't she attending these cases? And this would be the reason why. If she doesn't show. Again, she could get let out on writ or whatnot, wherever she goes. Where will she go? To women's prison? How long will she get? She does have an extensive criminal history, so I'm just wondering how much time. Now, maybe the judge might be sympathetic because she lost a daughter. And remember when she got arrested out there in Washington at the casino, she was saying in the affidavit of probable cause, which I read on this channel, on my channel, that she was, distraught over the death of her daughter, Xana, so that she was gambling as a way to cope. But it's all around, it's a sad situation on Xana's family. Don't know if Xana's dad, Jeff, or Xana's sister will attend the court proceedings. Waiting to see on that. But it's a tragedy all across the board. And addiction is hopefully, whatever the outcome is with Xana's mom, that she gets the help she needs, and she gets help and gets clean. You got to want that within. People can tell her to get clean, but it's all about, you wanting that. So hopefully I want to see a success story. I want to see Xana's mom, maybe get some education in prison if she doesn't have it, or get some programming and get clean and get right and get out and be a productive member of society. I want to know your thoughts on this. Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button. I am covering the Bryan Kohberger case. Just wanted to share that information about Xana's mom. We'll talk soon. Stay tuned.